All right, we are live. What's going on? What's going on? We're not even hiding the special guest. Like I put it on like as a like special guest. We're like, nope, not even gonna hide it. She's here to start with
Surprise me, Jeff.
Dave's the secret. I said special guest, not necessarily. I didn't say secret guest. Oh. So I'm Jeff with Teach by the Team. We got Dave here, and we've got the one and only Mandy Fralick joining us, and she's got a game that she's gonna pit Dave and I against each other, but then you're going to pick the winners watching. So stick around. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll probably give some stuff away too. So hang out with us. All right. Here we are. It's Wednesday. Hi, Dave.
What, I didn't see you last week. Her last name is Fralick? All this time I thought it was Froholich. No?
Froholich?
No.
No, it's Fralick.
No. Got it. Well, are you Shma it? Ooh, is that
right? Yes, he is. You finally said it right.
Man, for years people have mispronounced that. I'm so glad you got it.
Great to have you here, helping everyone pronounce Dave's last name. If you are joining us, drop in the comments. Let us know where you're at, and if you're drinking something or if you got a snack with you, we'd love to know what that is as well. Nikki, good to see you as awesome. Jeffrey Bradbury's in the house. I love the intro too. Yeah, that song always gets me. I'm always dancing over here. So, always a good time. Andrea, good to see you. Mandy, I love your hair. Noticed right away.
Andrea.
Mandy's hair is on fire. That is from Brienne. Brienne, good to see you.
Oh.
Becky just freaking out that it is Mandy on here. What a great surprise.
It's Dave, too. Dave is here.
Yeah, Dave's here, too.
You're always here.
Normally, I feel like I'm invisible, and today, with you and your special hair, it's even more so.
Yeah, it really is. It's rough. Dave, what are you rocking there? You got your... No. Well, yeah, we knew you'd have a beard, but what do you got going on with the sweatshirt? What are you rocking?
That? A little Teach Better swag.
Nice.
Hoodie. You like that?
Is that the regular red or is that the heather red?
I did not know there was a difference.
I don't know if the hoodies come in heather red, but the shirts do. I like heather red too. Us Jeff's got to stick together, so Jeff's got me taken care of. Appreciate you, brother. Brianna, good to see you. Great beard on Dave. So,
that's
Andy sums it up. Best hair always with Mandy. So, Mandy and I were chatting, was it last week, right, Mandy? And we got talking about a whole bunch of stuff, and we were talking about this. She's like, all right, you got to let me come on. And I'm like, first off, let you. Honor. But she's like, no, because I have a game that's going to be fun to put you and Dave against each other, and then the audience can help us figure out who wins and stuff. So, first off, before we go
I have to clarify, because you and I are always pitted against each other. So was it just this natural thing, Mandy? And you said, since you guys are always at war, can I just come in and
just gonna make
that once and for all? Is that the deal?
Well, I thought that it would, like, if you two are arguing, that you would have to come up with actual evidence for anything
instead of just
to win. Instead of just random, So that's what.
Okay.
Yeah. Mandy, before we get into that, just in case anybody who's watching or listening or anything like that is not familiar with you, is not connected with you already, can you give us like the quick rundown on who is Mandy Fralick?
Sure. So I was an elementary educator and then a tech integrator and then the director of innovation and technology. And then I retired from that pre-pandemic. So I could see it coming and I'm like, I'm out of here. So I retired. I'm now also technically unemployed. So I just go to school districts and they bring me in and I talk to them about cool stuff and kind of like Teach Better does. And I also work for EduMatch and, some other things.
Write a couple of books.
Write books.
Yeah. I really enjoy it. She knows it's on Brain Break, and she's got it. She's like, I go in there and talk to him about some cool stuff, and and I do some other things. You know where the bar is at. That's good.
Yeah, it's very low.
I don't want to raise it too high because it's not gonna happen.
But in all seriousness, before the shenanigans, randomness, and drinking really goes. She's like a world changer, lifesaver, all of the things too. So don't let her sell herself short here. She was a former elementary educator and tech integrationist, all that stuff, but she is as real as it gets. So like legit real.
She is also the
Thanks, Dave.
person that made Ray and I realize, or come up with, at least between the two of us, of like the chair-worthy person, the chair-throw-worthy person. Because when we were talking with Mandy on the Teach Better Talk podcast, we had never met her in person yet. And we figured out that we were going to, and Ray said, "You're the type of person that if there's a chair in my way, I'm throwing it to get out."
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure she did. Is what happened. So we've used that in the past, like when we're talking with someone, we're like, "Yeah, you're like you're totally a chair throw worthy person," and we always go back to the story about Mandy first. So that's where that goes. That's for the 3 people that listen to the podcast to understand what we're talking about.
Yeah, best one of the last conferences we were all together at was USM Spark a couple years ago.
Yeah.
As far as you, Chad, Ray, and that's when Tiffany was still on the team.
Yeah, that was 2019 that summer. Yeah, back in June. Yeah, well, that's forever ago, isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel like such a third wheel right now. You guys just have fun, reminisce here.
That's right, Dave.
Dave, we've never met
Mandy didn't come to the
person,
Teach Better conference either, so you guys
That's
are
crazy. How have we never met in person? That is insane.
You avoid me like the plague?
Yeah, it's crazy. I feel like we have talked a ton, but I have never actually seen you. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. Dave avoids me like the plague. Like I'll be like, "Hey, Dave, how's it going?" And then I won't hear from him for like 3 days. So
was this all a test? Did you let Jeff know that you were coming on just to see if I was going to come up with an excuse to be here tonight or not? Or
no. All right.
See, I'm the opposite. When I'm somewhere, I'm like, "Is Mandy here?" Because if she is, none of y'all rest matter right now. I'm just finding Mandy and probably a drink. And yeah. So all right, Mandy, you want to break down?
I love you guys, yes.
Break down how this game is going to work for us in the audience and stuff here.
Okay, so my family has been doing Super Fight way prior to the actual game Super Fight being a thing. So like we regularly argue about things like who would win in a fight, Jedis or wizards, or who would win in a fight if people had knives or frying pans, like that. Those are regular conversations and arguments that we have. And so then I came across this game in like the Gnome game store or one of those game stores, and it's called Super Fight, and it's kind of the same idea. So if you are playing it normally, what you do is you pick 3 white cards, which are your like people, your characters, and then you choose one of those, and then you get to choose out of 3 characteristics that these people have. And then you have to choose another one that you have to go with. And so then once you have your cards and everything, you argue against somebody else to see who would win in a fight. And sometimes it's kind of obvious, like, if one person has can hold their breath and turn into mist, and one person has laser vision, like that one's kind of obvious. Obviously, the person with laser vision is going to win.
Well, if it was like Jeff versus Dave, like that's a pretty clear, easy one, right?
It is clear. You're totally right. That's perfectly
right,
clear.
Audience. Right.
So, Mandy, standards-based assessment, all that stuff. I got to ask, how do you define winning a fight in this one? So
it's kind of like apples to apples. Somebody has to vote. So in the regular game, like the people around you are going to vote, and then that winner you have to get to like 10 wins or whatever you designate as the winning that you want. And but today, how we're going to play it is that I'm going to pick your person, and I'm going to pick your attributes. And then I'm going to give each one of you your groups, and then you're going to have to argue, and then the audience is going to pick who wins.
Ooh,
gotcha.
So it's not only a battle, but it's also a popularity contest?
A little bit. Little bit. Elijah, good to see you. Kristen, great to see you. Kristen says she colored her hair. Pictures or it didn't happen. And Tisha, yes, we are in fact talking games. Good to see you. Candace, hello as well. All right, so let's do this. Let's
So can
Let's
people
get
start
it.
voting
You're
Dave now?
telling-
Can they just start-
you're divvying everything up, right?
Feel free,
Mandy?
people,
so
start
excited.
putting Dave down there right now. Go ahead. Start typing Dave. Right?
Dave,
No,
why?
Yeah, that's how they're voting for the winner.
No,
So feel free to start voting now.
definitely not. So you just lost points.
No,
saying
we're fighting here. There's no
Okay, I don't know.
rules in fight.
That's true.
This
Oh,
guy,
okay.
There's
So-
no rules. There are rules in Fight Club.
Well,
We're breaking it right now. The most important one.
Okay, so
You do not talk about brain break.
I'm so right. I'm so nervous. She's already
Here we
giggling.
go.
I'm nervous.
I know it's a terrible one. Okay, so Jeff, you are Ferris Bueller,
Ooh.
and
All right, well, that's
you
good. Game over.
you are made of lava. However, you are also handcuffed to a golf cart.
I feel like I need to write this stuff down.
Okay, cool. So I feel like I do need. I'm gonna write it down as well. So Ferris Bueller.
So you're Ferris Bueller, handcuffed to a golf cart, but you're made of lava.
Made of lava, handcuffed to a golf cart.
Yep.
Okay, I love this already, by the way.
Dave,
Okay.
you are Michael Jackson.
Ooh.
You sounded kind of like him, so that was good. 1 point. You are in a hot air balloon. So you have height on your side, but you are also allergic to all animals.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Wow.
So one of you can start.
Okay. It seems like it's kind of an easy one here. All Ferris Bueller does is run around and hide from people all day, right? And Michael Jackson, he's just there. He's owning it. He's living. He's up on stage in a hot air balloon, Jeff. You don't stand a chance because I'm coming for you. Coming for you. You're stuck to a golf cart.
Can I take it slightly to a morbid type place? Because
No,
Sure.
you're not talking. This is Michael Jackson from the 80s that we still loved.
she didn't say that. She didn't say you're Michael Jackson in the 80s. She said you're Michael Jackson, which means I already won, dude.
Wow.
Although it could be argued that Ferris Bueller is a fictional character who doesn't actually exist. So if you're going to go that way,
Michael Jackson might be as well, though.
Ferris Bueller was a one-hit wonder. Literally, it took one hit and he was done. A one-hit wonder. Michael Jackson just kept on coming.
Yeah, but Ferris Bueller kept coming and coming again and again and again. They make commercials still about it. There's the guy who played the principal, who was barely even in a movie, is famous from that.
that's true.
And that helped you win a fight. How?
I don't know. How does being cuffed to a golf cart help me?
It doesn't.
Arguing the point that you were making, which was apparently one-hit wonders or numbers of songs helped you win a fight.
I am soaring down next to you and just moonwalking all over your head. There's nothing you can do.
I know this is not how I'm supposed to argue this, but the fact of the matter is, I have two options here. I can either crush him with the golf cart if I'm strong enough to pick it up, which I don't
You're
know.
lava. You can't grab anything. You're lava.
Or if I'm in lava, but also if I'm in lava, I've already melted the golf cart. Now I'm coming after you. But if he's in a hot air balloon, I can't do anything unless I can throw lava.
That's right. Just remember that. You heard it, people. He said he can't do anything.
I don't know. So
Concession speech if I've ever heard one. Yes.
All right, so everybody, you got to vote. Put in the chat. Who do you vote for? We'll go again.
I feel like I
Bueller.
need to get out my phone and cast some votes here.
Bueller.
It's so obvious. This isn't a contest to see who's cooler. It's a contest to see who wins in a fight.
Your biggest argument was the fact that Michael Jackson had hits. So what?
Yes, it's a fight.
You gotta pick a
It's about
side
hitting.
there, buddy. You're going
It's
back and
about
forth.
hitting. Fights are about hitting. Oh, Kristen,
It's about it's about hits. It's about hits. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Uh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
your
but
guy
you can see
hides, my guy hits.
hits that I got a hit that just keeps coming again and again and again.
all right, so who won,
You
boys?
said the principal. You said the principal. keeps coming.
I think that's the accurate winner right there. Kristen says I do. I appreciate that. Beth is saying Michael Jackson. Everyone else is like, I don't even know what to do this. Lava wins.
Lava.
If it's who's cooler, then I vote for Mandy.
Thanks, Kristen. Me too. I mean, out of us three, I mean, really. But
All right, yeah.
okay.
All right. So
Okay, here's your next one.
I'm giving MJ to win because I think being out of reach makes it so that it's not the fight wouldn't even actually start. To be yelling stuff, but you know,
So that's
he's
why
gonna
we
be
have
like,
to
"Hey,
define
slow
what
down,
is a
because life
fight.
will pass you by," and he's gonna be like,
So you are conceding?
Sounds like it, yeah.
"Yeah."
Yeah, what he does.
I don't know how I feel about that. All right. So here's your next ones.
That's intimidation. I got you.
Jeff, you are Rambo.
Game over.
I don't care. Unless I'm Bruce Willis, this one's not fair.
You shoot bees from your mouth. And you're really into fonts.
Fonts?
Fonts. Dave.
The war of words, yeah.
You are E.T.
Ooh.
You can't turn left. And
so you're Zoolander?
So that means I'm
you're
always
E.T.,
right.
but in Zoolander?
And you can only see movement.
What in the world?
I mean, come on now. Like, well, no.
I feel like I'm going to pull a Gargus here. E.T. couldn't stand a chance to Drew Barrymore when she was 5 years old, and now he's supposed to go out there and beat up Rambo?
He wasn't trying to fight her. He was trying to befriend her.
Or maybe he was.
He was just sad at it.
So here's the thing. I think E.T. is going to win this, though, because he's going to try to befriend Rambo. Like, Rambo was the unlovable, but he was super loyal. And that's why he kept going back to Vietnam to try to save his buddies. And so E.T., and so Rambo's trying to always bring people home, right? That's his goal. And that's what E.T. is all about. He just wants to go home. So he's gonna write this eloquent letter in amazing font to Rambo to say, I just want to go home. And obviously his home, you got to make a bunch of rights to get there, but he will describe it. Rambo will be sold. Maybe E.T. will even, like, I don't know, he'll act like he's trapped. He'll act like he's in danger. And Rambo he really is a good guy. He's not like just this killer. It's good versus evil. He will try to save the good guy. So
I think,
by defining
what does E.T. do? What does E.T. do when his finger glows?
He can, like, give other people magic a little bit. He can fly. He can make bikes fly. He can do a lot. So he can make phones that call other planets. That's pretty
really, really compelling argument. Here's how I see this happening in one of two ways. Either one, E.T. gets them all, like, together, and he's like, "Oh, phone home, I'm going to touch you," and then Rambo just cuts his finger off with a machete and then shoots him with an arrow.
But why would he?
Because he's Rambo, and we're in a fight.
Ruthless killer.
No, this is like Street Fighter. Someone just said fight.
No.
You're not like, "Oh, let's be friends." Now, I'll give you this. There's probably some openings when Rambo's like, "Wow, look at
the concession again, Mandy. He's conceding again.
The other option that happens is E.T. gets on some bike and starts flying, and Rambo shoots him out of the sky with a bazooka or something.
But you don't understand the premise. Rambo is not just that's like me saying, well, E.T.'s an alien, so he's going to shoot laser beams out of his eyes because that's what all aliens do.
That isn't a power he has. Now you're just Rambo.
And a power that Rambo has is not ruthless killer. Rambo fights for the American way. He's like the modern day G.I. Joe.
Hold on. Time out for a second. Mandy, what's the game called? Really quick.
Super Fight.
It's a fight, Dave. Okay, that's the premise of everything. So it's all like we're gonna hug it out nonsense. Like you're not even in you're not even in the same arena right now. You're like in the parking lot. I was the coach.
I used to work in middle schools, Chef Gargus. I know there are a wide variety of fights. There are some fights when you have like 11-year-old girls screaming at each other across the hall. It is a fight because they come out with some words that would make me blush. And then there are like the guys in the locker room fights. This is more like the 11-year-old girls screaming across the hallway kind of fight, right?
And your thought is that a warm letter with nice fonts is going to end that fight. Have you ever actually seen 11-year-old girls fight? Because it's not screaming.
That was his attribute, though, wasn't it? He loves fonts.
He does. He loves fonts. I mean, fonts are a weakness.
And
I get it.
He wants to bring people.
He's going to pick out a really nice font on E.T.'s tombstone. Like, it's pretty simple. I mean, come on now.
All right, everybody vote.
Who's going to sway the other one better? It's who's going to win in a fight.
I do love how you never once brought in the fact that he can shoot bees out of his mouth. Like, that had nothing to do with anything here.
I was going to go that way, but like E.T.'s got the the ability to only see movement, so he's going to see the bees coming. But at the same time, like ET also moves at like the speed of nothing.
Well, ET can only move right to get out of the way too, so that's kind of a problem.
He's in a circle because he's got these little teeny legs where he's like he doesn't go very fast. He's adorable, but he doesn't move very fast. I don't think he has a chance.
He is also an alien. I mean, I feel like he could call other aliens.
I think he does
to help him fight.
He's calling his mom.
He died because he wasn't close to home enough. Like
his mom came to save him, right?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what Rambo never has to do? Call in mommy. All right, Dave. What's going on, Tim? Good to see you, man.
Right. Hey, Tim. All right. Do we have any votes?
Kristen was in real fights in middle school. Okay.
Yeah. Kristen understands.
I don't know what kind of country club you went to, Dave.
That is the God's honest truth. When a call would come across the walkie-talkie and they say there's a fight, I would always ask, is it boys or girls? If it was girls, I took my sweet time for that sucker to end before I got down there. We do not want any part in it.
Oh, hey, can we give something away real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave, what do you want to give away? I didn't think through it at all.
Some of your stuff. What stuff do you have?
I got a shirt. Let's give away a Teach Better shirt.
There you go.
Mandy, how should people win it?
Ooh.
How about we'll do one more, and the next person will pick out somebody who votes.
Okay. All right. So to be put in the run-in to win a T-shirt, does not have to vote for Dave. You just have to vote at some. You have to share who you think wins this battle.
Yeah. Okay. And so, all right. So here's the next one. Are you ready? This one's a little bit more even, I feel. Okay.
It's not even because Dave argues.
I've won them both so far, though.
You what?
What's that?
I thought I won them both so far.
No. Like it was just we were all just kind of humoring. You're like, oh, look at it, it's cute. He thinks it's still going on.
It was
that's fun.
Cute, but yeah. Okay.
It was like the last year of Trump's presidency. We're like, oh, that's cute.
Wow.
Anyway,
you went there. All right.
And yes,
I was going to go there. In fact, you kind of argue like a supporter, but we're gonna move on from there.
All right. So Jeff, you are a T-Rex.
Oh.
Okay.
Sure.
You are wearing one of those cones they put on pets to keep them from licking themselves.
That's amazing.
And you also shoot acid. I got little hands.
And he shoots acid?
He shoots acid.
From like his mouth?
I don't need to get it. Shoots acid.
Well, with your little bitty hand, you're shooting some acid, huh? Okay. I'm scared already.
Well, Dave,
with a cone around your neck, whatever. They're extinct already.
They specify whether the cone was big enough to stop me from biting anything. Yeah, not biting my legs, which I think that's pretty much the purpose of a cone. But go ahead, Mandy.
Okay, so you're a moose.
You're licking yourself when you have a belly, or
how sad is that this T-Rex tries to lick himself? Go ahead, Mandy.
I feel like that's not a thing. I feel like anatomically T-Rexes can't lick themselves.
So why is there a cone? There's a whole okay. Give me my I'm already destroying him. I have no idea who I am.
You know that every single person that just heard that tried to picture a T-Rex and what that would look
it's like that when they say 95% of people can't lick their own elbow and they all try.
Everybody tries. No. Okay, so you're a moose.
I'm a moose.
A what?
A moose.
Okay, time out.
Moose?
You looked at two cards, a T-Rex and a moose, and said, I feel like these two things are equal.
Hang on.
That's a Wisconsinite. Okay.
Hang on now. You control an army of flying monkeys.
Ooh, yes.
And you can throw bears.
That's an awesome moose.
I think you are in some serious trouble here.
Now listen, here's my thought. One, that would be like the coolest thing in the world to see. But I can shoot acid, so like
only from the front inside of this little cone if it's coming from your mouth.
No, that's not what it was said. That's not what was said.
It's just like shooting out of every pore of your body.
Alternative facts here, buddy. That's not what was said. You said that I could shoot acid. It didn't say that I can shoot acid how the Michigan person thinks I can shoot acid. It's just shooting acid.
So have you actually ever seen a moose?
I have.
Okay. If you had just left it at moose, I was willing to have an argument with just moose. Because a moose is a bad animal. Those things are...
Hold on. Let's stop right there. I want to stop there for just 1 second. 1 second. So in your mind, a T-Rex. If we take all the other things out, a T-Rex versus a moose is like a thing.
So do you remember your original argument in our very first fight about, well, one of these is still here? A moose is still alive, Mr. Gargus. Where are all the T-Rex?
Do you remember your argument back to me on that we agreed on? Which was
because
that
I won, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because I won that argument.
It does matter.
Okay, so just a moose against a T-Rex, I think, is a pretty good fight. You throw into the thing here that I can throw bears at you? Are you kidding me?
I'm melting them with my acid every time you throw them, so keep it coming, buddy. There's only so many bears.
I'm throwing them into the cone, so they're trapped around your neck. You can't do anything. I'm making it like a basketball hoop now.
On my mouth.
I am throwing some grizzly bears in your cone.
I have a question. Is shoots acid legitimately like shoots acid, or is that some sort of like drug taking term? Can you?
Well, so let me. I'm telling you this right now. If a T-Rex is like, well, you don't shoot acid.
He's not feeling a thing.
But if a T-Rex is like tripping on acid, he's throwing bears too. I don't care
he's probably thinking there's a moose coming at me throwing bears.
But he's also probably freaking out about this moose. Like, just kind of looks crazy to him. So he's like, it's like a purple moose at this point.
See,
so I'm thinking shoots.
And Candace is bringing something back to me too. I forgot that I've got these flying monkeys.
Yeah,
so I've seen a lot of scary movies in my time. True story. I've seen a lot of scary movies. But the scariest of all time was probably The Wizard of Oz because those stupid flying monkeys, right?
That's the scariest?
Those things are, when you're like 6 years old and you see that looks legit.
Terrifying.
They are. And And they took out a lion, right? So I'm pretty sure
the wimpiest
lions are distracted.
He had no courage.
Legitimately had no courage. He legitimately was the wimpiest lion ever.
I've got some flying monkeys going around your head right now.
That can only attack lions. They have no courage.
And you're shooting acid at them while I'm throwing bears at your body, and you're done. What else do you have?
If you get to decide like how I shoot acid out, then I get to decide that the only thing you're throwing at me is stuffed teddy bears, and it's not a competition anyway.
Okay, so you tell me, how are you shooting acid? Let's go through that.
It doesn't.
I'm from your mouth or your hands because neither one is working.
If it's a T-Rex versus a moose, it's a good fight. Like at that point, I'm kind of like at this point, I'm like, all right, are we discussing whether?
I say we look at the votes here, Mandy. Let's go to the voters here.
Let's go to the voters.
I'm willing to go with the voters here. This is America, and every vote counts. Let's look at them.
Well, Kristen's saying Dave for the win.
What's Eli saying? What's Elijah saying? Oh, flying monkeys and throwing
Kylie's summing up what's really going on right now. Kimberly is saying, well, hello, Kimberly. Good to see you. She's saying definitely moose.
Just saying.
Yeah, I'd have to go with moose on that one, too. I think.
See? Mm-hmm.
Well, there's one thing I've learned recently is I'm just never conceding. Never give up.
All right, so
you're on your helicopter flying to Florida.
We have to pick We have to pick the.
Mandy, do you want to pick? Do you want to pick?
I can't see everybody because I'm on my phone.
Pick a number then.
Okay, so
4.
I don't know what we're doing with 4.
I don't
know if we're counting up or down.
We're going to Kimberly.
There you go. That was the 4th one.
I didn't realize you couldn't see everyone, Mandy, so it's harder for you to go back and look through there. So,
yeah.
Kimberly, email me, jeff@teachbetter.com, and let me know what size shirt and then an address, and I'll hook you up.
You know, Jeff, I was going to say if anybody that voted for you could have been the winner of this, but then I looked and there was nobody there, so that wouldn't have helped us.
Yeah, there was a lot of votes for the moose, which is interesting.
Hashtag Oh, there's a new shirt.
Team Moose.
The moose head. My wife loves it. My wife loves. I almost like conceded right off the bat because I'm like I couldn't have my T-Rex attack a moose because my wife loves moose.
No worries. Oh. That's what the flying monkeys are here to protect. Yep.
All right. How much time do we have? Do we have time for one more? I kind of want to do this one.
We have 30 minutes. We got time for like 3 more, depending on how we argue. Fantastic.
Okay. So, Jeff, you are the UN.
Ooh.
Okay.
The entire UN. You have a battleship, but you're afraid of water.
Ooh.
So it's just like up on
a battleship. A battleship. Okay.
A battleship. One battleship.
For the entire UN, just one battleship. Interesting. Okay.
Dave, you are the player to your left. Well,
That's
Dave.
you,
I would say, okay. You could, I guess.
This is my right. This is my right. So
that's not fair. You can't be the moderator.
Game over. Done.
I was gonna say, like, you win versus Mandy. Come on, duh, Mandy. Like,
well, then in that case, I control a tween army, and I'm a wall crawler.
A what?
A
wall crawler.
Yeah, that 5 times fast.
Yeah, like Spider-Man, I guess.
Okay. Nice knowing you, Jeff.
I'm probably switching sides because I have one battleship, so I'm only going to protect a very small portion of the entire UN.
And your battleship on dry ground. Don't forget that because you're afraid of water.
Well, or the battleship's in water, but like no one goes to it because we're scared to death of like maybe falling off. Like, yeah, I don't know if this one's even a battle, honestly.
Is that a battle? I mean, I have a tween army,
but you don't need it. You don't even need it though.
Kylie wants a new shirt with a monkey on it. So, Dave, I think what we need is actually that last one with the moose versus the T-Rex, like a shirt with that battle going on. Like old school, like pixelated, like NES like type battle. It was like that type of thing. We're going to work on that.
Yeah.
Someone tell Josh Stamper to work on that. Twins are the worst. Mandy wins.
I don't know if we should do this one, but we're gonna. Okay.
At this point, if anybody's still watching, it's okay.
Okay, I don't know what that is. So, okay, so, hang on. Okay. Okay. Of course. So I have to draw one more. Let's see. Okay. So, Jeff, you are George W. Bush.
Okay.
You can only move by backflipping.
That's a sight right there. Okay.
But there are 100 of you.
Oh, that's freaky.
Yeah, 100. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
You thought the monkeys was scary, Dave. Imagine 100 W's.
Dave, you are Donald Trump.
Oh my God. Come on.
I swear to God, these came out right at one right. You have a magical unicorn horn and a polar bear as your 500-pound pet.
Wow.
So we've got George W. against Trump. Is that really that's the battle?
So actually, there's 100 George W. Bushes against
but can we set the stage here? Like, we have 100 George W. Bushes just sitting there just doing flips. What was the other thing I had?
100 of them. I mean,
you can't doing flips.
You can only move by backflipping.
Dave's dude is in the corner, lying on the belly of the 500-pound bear, just crying like, "Why don't they like me? Why don't they like me?"
No, he's not doing it. He's tweeting about it. He's not.
But he can't anymore, Dave.
Not today. Okay.
But he does have the unicorn horn, and he's like also like, telling the bear like, "I don't know why they don't love me. I have the best unicorn horn." A lot of people are saying I have the best unicorn horn ever. Meanwhile, I'm just doing backflips.
So it's really a battle. George W. would have a baseball bat. Trump would have a golf club, right? I
actually think this is actually one of those ones where like they're getting ready to battle, but then the audience just beats them both up. It's like a WWE thing. Like Mankind just came down and hit us both with chairs. Just ended it. Like Stone Cold and The Rock joined forces and no one saw it coming.
This is one that I just need to sit here and not say a thing. I don't know that there's any smart thing that I can say right now.
Well, honestly, if you think about it, Dave, that is actually the best thing that your character could have ever done in his life, but never did. So, out of character, but would work in a fight potentially. Because if you let George W. talk for a while, like, it's going to get bad. I don't know.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see where we're at. Where are we at? Let's see.
Dave's struggling with that one.
I am, because I have so many things I want to say, but I know that there will be 45% of the people watching that won't like what I say, so I don't want to.
Nikki says 100 backflipping George W. Sorry. flips around in all different directions. Trump's bear is too fat to move, and Trump keeps telling you you're fired. Oh boy.
I would tell you that I can't do that in this character, so I can do that. I'll just sit here.
Silence is golden.
Yeah,
it's fairly split, but I do think there's been a few more George W's than not.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna actually appeal to the courts to count those votes again, please.
Sounds about right.
Denied. Okay.
Well, then I'm gonna sue the courts.
You're forgetting the secret weapon that George W. has. Jeb.
The backflips.
Jab. Oh, okay.
I tag him in. It's getting over, baby.
Okay, next one.
Wow, that was an interesting one.
Okay, so
it takes a lot to keep me speechless, and for me to censor myself, Mandy. Wow, you got me there. I don't know if anybody else has ever gotten me to say. I don't think I should.
Just to be clear, like we never actually got to a point of really arguing who would win. We just cracked both ends and got over with it.
Wow, that was a tap dancing contest.
This is the thing. This is the thing where the two people that are about to fight actually come together. Like Dave and I actually came together on that one. We're like, yeah, both our teams sucks. Let's just go and have a drink with Andy instead.
All right. So, Jeff, you are identical twins. You can summon an army of internet trolls. And you are having a really good hair day.
Wow. I would have loved that one.
So I got the trolls on my side because I'm looking good, right?
They're internet trolls, though. So basically, they just go out
probably
and say
hate me
really
because
mean
my hair
things.
looks good.
Probably.
Yeah. Well, it's not good enough for them. So.
You're a mean girl, is what you are. You're a mean girl.
With lots of other mean girls to help you. Dave, you're a soccer mom.
Same thing, mean girl. Got it.
Your hands are glued to your hips, but you are armed with a trident
that I can't use.
Well, yeah, and I mean, let's face it, like the internet trolls are coming for you there, soccer mom. Karen.
So, soccer mom though, that's kind of a battle. That's like a Karen versus an internet troll here. How does that that'd be a nice little war of words. You're nothing but an entitled internet troll. That's what you are. Yep.
I think Karens were doing a lot more than the word things. I mean, they had pictures of them with guns and the whole 9 yards. So I don't know about that.
But if their hands were attached to their hips, that gun's not going to do me a whole lot of good.
If they shoot backwards.
Okay.
You could put the trident in your mouth and use it like that if you wanted.
A bulldog.
If you're a soccer mom, maybe you're good with the legs. Like you can hold it between your feet or something. But of course, you can't really flip or anything because your arms are stuck, so you just fall.
And I'm a soccer mom, so I'm carrying water bottles and orange slices and.
Joe, the game is something that Mandy had. Mandy, what's the title of the game? Fight.
It's Super Fight.
Super Fights, Joe. Super Fights.
Yep.
I don't know, man. I mean. It's gonna be a battle. So you don't even have to worry about the. I'm trying to think of who am I again? What's my character? All I'm thinking is
identical twins.
Yeah, okay, identical twins. So there's two of you.
So at the very least, if you take everything out, like the trolls and you are just gonna go back and forth in a battle of words, nothing's really gonna happen. It's like some feelings might get hurt. There's probably some entitlement or whatever.
But I just had an epiphany. I coached soccer before, and. Which is bizarre since I hate the sport, Jeff. But yeah, soccer moms are intense. Mm-hmm. Like you bench the wrong kid, and holy cow, are they coming for you? And
once I add a caveat that my identical twins just happen to also have two little girls that are in either cheerleading or dance, and then game over. Just saying, soccer moms are intense. Have you ever met a dance mom?
I can just imagine, I don't need the trident. I don't even need my hands because I'm just kicking your shins.
But there's four shins and
Mandy
only two
looks confused.
So sometime we're going to get you. And then when you fall down, the internet's going to explode with a hashtag of you falling down.
But after I what? After I what? That's going to happen?
After you fall down?
No, you said after I win the internet. That's what you said, Jeff Vargas.
No, that's not what I said.
I win.
Boy, you really are. You're talking for the nomination in 4 years here at this point.
Ooh. Yeah, Dave's had just enough beer to be able to still pick out the nuances of a conversation. Good job, Dave. That was nice. I feel like he conceded again.
I think he did. That's a true winner.
Because I said the word win,
MMA, and he just keeps tapping out. He's not looking for the knockout. He's like,
you realize that the word I said was WHEN, right? Like when you fall down.
Oh.
Like when you fell down, not like when.
Okay.
So I know he's picking out things, but he's picking out fake things. They're not even real. Like
I'm still in character from my last round.
It's been the entire thing. The entire thing has always been, well, we're not actually fighting in this fight. We're hugging. We're writing notes to each other.
Mandy, did you really want to make this into a real fight? Because that's what's happening right now. The
only legit win you had was the moose. Everything else has just been like
E.T. against Rambo. That was legit.
You were talking about writing love notes in a fancy font. Like I feel like your E.T.
is almost as legit as freaking Jingle All the Way beating Die Hard. Okay, that's where you're at. Let's be real here. Okay, it's just not.
Well,
let's do one more. And then
sometimes if the glove doesn't fit, sometimes it's about the argument, not the reality. So.
Yes, well, that's certainly true. Yeah. Interesting if you argue this way, with your students at college. Do you just
I argue with everybody like this, Jeff. Are you kidding me?
I know. Haven't you? I mean, you must have gotten into enough arguments to know that Dave rarely makes sense.
It's nothing to love. You're kind of ruining this whole thing.
And so let's go way back. You remember at the beginning of this whole thing when I said, "Man, Mandy and I talk all the time, but we've never met each other," and this is why.
Mandy's like, I'm good over here. We're cool.
Yeah.
Keep that big old lake between us, please.
No doubt.
Wow. Not a denial, a no doubt. Okay.
All right, one more.
One more? Okay.
One more. Why not at this point?
This one I feel like is pretty close. Okay. So, Jeff, you're a blob.
I'm a blob.
Yeah. You are armed with a catapult and unlimited livestock. Also, you only have one leg.
I'm a blob.
A blob with a leg.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah. So
I don't know, Dave. I don't even care what you're doing. You were throwing bears earlier. I'm shooting cows from a catapult at you right now. This is gonna be entertaining.
Technically, it's a catapult.
Tell me. Go ahead.
All right, Dave. You are a sloth.
A sloth? I want to make sure I heard you correct.
Sloth, okay. Yes. But you're riding a hoverboard.
Ooh, yeah.
And you can become any animal.
Ooh, so who cares if I'm a sloth anymore? Yes, I love this. So
clarification.
Hoverboard, a.k.a. Back to the Future 2 hoverboard, not the kind where I spin around my living room and fall down hoverboard.
Thank you. That was the clarification I want as well. Like a legit hoverboard or like the hoverboard.
This is a Michael J. Fox grabbing onto the back of a car. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what we're going with. Good.
All right.
So you're on a hoverboard, you're sloth or whatever you want to be.
There's no way I'm a sloth anymore. There's no way.
You're a hoverboard, but what was the other thing with him?
He can become any animal and he's riding a hoverboard.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Okay. Hoverboard and becoming any animal you want. Meanwhile, I'm just flinging cows at you from a catapult.
You're a blob with one leg, and seemingly you have arms to work this catapult.
I think what actually happened is the one leg I have is yours because I already won the fight.
Well, I think that the differentiator here is she didn't say that you are able to shoot the catapult. She simply said you have a catapult. So
true.
You have it, but you're a blob, so you can't use it. You can hide behind it when I come for you.
Yeah, but you know what else I can hide behind? My unlimited number of livestock, which means you will never, ever get to me. It's just going to be livestock forever. I'm going to hide under them, between them. Like, you're never going to be able to find me. You don't even know where I'm at.
I'm flying over them.
Yeah, and I got cows on top of me too, buddy. I'm like Minecrafting stuff.
How are you? Okay, you have unlimited numbers. It doesn't mean you have unlimited strength to lift cows. You're a blob.
Yeah.
You're a blob. How are you placing cows on top of cows?
Look, even if you're able to turn into any animal you want, you're going to do it extremely slowly.
Okay, it could take me 10 years to catch up to you. I'm still getting you. Right?
Listen, I'm just saying, like, Kristen's got a good point. It can't be destroyed. So let me ask you this, though. In this particular situation, if you were controlling this, Dave, what animal would you turn into? Like, what would give you the best bet against a blob?
I was actually looking for what animal gives me the best chance against the livestock, because that's the defense, right? Maybe first I start off as like a cheetah and I work my way through the livestock. Then when I catch up to you, I'm an old dog. You know, old dogs like to puke and then they eat it. I can imagine a dog eating a blob.
Eating a blob.
Wait, wait, hang on.
Your dogs don't do that, man. No, just me.
What now?
You're thinking of a sick dog, not necessarily an old dog. Sick dog.
Oh, maybe.
Which can still work, though. Like, you know.
No, yeah. So,
but like, my thing is like you'll never work through the livestock because it's unlimited. And I don't actually have to stack them either. I'm a blob. I'm just underneath them. Like I'm hiding underneath endless supplies of cattle.
And I'm on a hoverboard, like snaking around looking for you.
I know.
Why would you go with cows? Why cows? I mean, you have livestock. Livestock's lots of things.
You could have like oxen or buffalo.
Say maybe a bull.
Or you could have alpacas. Ooh.
Maybe I like cows. Can I not like cows?
So that might be the play. Get yourself some alpacas, and I stop and I just sit there and pet them all day. And I don't come after you anymore. Because those things are adorable.
They spit at you.
They do spit at you.
They do.
Or llamas. Oh my goodness. This is a game changer now, Jeff. I
don't know, man. I like cows.
Do you have a weird thing with alpacas?
They're just so cute.
Yeah, I think he does. This is getting weird.
Have you never seen an alpaca?
Yes, I lived on the road from an alpaca farm.
They're adorable.
They are.
Have you not seen that viral Facebook, whatever, maybe it was Instagram, I don't know, clip of like the person that had the cutest little, I don't know if it was a llama or alpaca in their house, and it was like a pet, an indoor pet. It was so cute. It was so cute. I'll send it to you.
And they probably don't puke and then eat it when they're sick.
That's true too. Yeah.
Alpacas. Nikki's.
No, llamas, right?
Camels do, I know, right?
I think it's llamas that spit.
I don't know. If that's their only defense is some spitting animals, though, I'm still coming for you. Just saying.
Yeah, you're gonna get through them pretty well.
So Joe Gonzalez says, in-laws have an alpaca farm. Let's let him decide. Do alpacas spit? I need to know.
They don't. I think you're thinking of llamas.
Either way, adorable.
What's the difference? But llamas, they're mean and spit. What is the difference between a llama and an alpaca?
Typically the spelling.
Wow.
Someone tell us the difference between llamas and alpacas. I know there's some specific things, but they are very similar. They look very similar. Did you have the same thing with llamas or just alpacas?
I always thought it was alpacas, but maybe I'm actually in love with llamas. I don't know. They're just adorable. Whichever one it is, they're adorable.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Nikki's feeding them from their mouth. Joe's getting spit on by them. Well, I don't know what's going on. Nick and Joe have experienced very different experiences with alpacas.
Yikes.
Actually, anyway, it's sort of like babies, right? Some babies are just, I guess they projectile a lot, and other babies you're like, oh, that's just adorable. Or even 15-year-olds. Like I've got a 15-year-old, and oh my god, he stinks and he's annoying. And other 15-year-olds are sweet as can be. Maybe it's the same thing with alpacas, right?
I mean, I think it's like that with a lot of animals.
Yeah.
So, like the sweet ones are the alpacas, and the llamas are the crabby ones.
I think Beth has it accurate, actually. Here, alpacas don't rhyme with pajamas. This has been ridiculous.
Llama, red alpaca. Yeah, you're right.
Typically, Mandy, Dave and I come on in for an hour, and it's very deep thoughts. It's critical thinking. We're providing lots of value. It's incredible. And you really just brought us down to like a level of just ridiculousness, and
that's a lot.
When we saw the hair, we should have known. We should have known you were going to be up to no good today.
She was.
Yeah, this is my alter ego, Amanda.
This is Amanda.
She's a badass. She's got tats everywhere. She rides a motorcycle.
Anyway,
drinks from a bong. You know.
Wow.
Where are we going? Wow. All right. Anyway. I
feel like every conversation we have, every text, every conversation, I eventually say something that shuts you two up entirely. Like it is inevitable that at one point I say something that nobody responds to in text messages.
Well, to be fair, when you called me Trump, you got me kind of starting to close up a little bit. So.
I didn't call you Trump. I said that your character in the super fight was Trump. Okay. I would never call you Trump. I would never do that to anyone.
To be honest, I'm pretty sure the way in which Dave argued the entire time was very Trumpian. Just saying. Like,
oh, yeah. Saying. You're going to find my response on Twitter, Mr. Gargis.
Oh, man. Dave Schmitto unfollowed you? Dang. That's me.
I'm going to go hire a young blonde to respond on my behalf.
Well, your daughter.
There you go. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, it's all absolutely, that works.
Nepotism.
Oh, man. Okay. So we had a little bit of everything in this. We had some politics. We had some animals. We had The Wizard of Oz. We had Rambo. We had Jurassic Park. Somehow George W. Bush came in the light for some weird reason.
Good acrobatic because he was flipping.
He was flipping,
yep.
which is still really entertaining to think about.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Right now I'm picturing Rambo hiding from E.T. in a thing of stuffed animals. Like that's how he gets away. Like he pulls his own stunt on him. I don't know if you can picture Stallone in there, and it's like,
you know what this game reminds me of is like the bedtime stories that I tell my kids when they're like, just tell me another story, Dad. And I have nothing else. So I just start pulling out random characters. And now I've got E.T. with a unicorn horn with some flying monkeys. I think I'm set for a while now. This could be a fun little story time game.
I think you guys should make T-shirts with these things. They would be very popular.
I really think we need a couple of the battles need to be on a T-shirt.
Absolutely.
I'm picturing like old school, like arcade game, like type of design.
Up, down, left, right, BA select art, and E.T. and Rambo.
Yeah, except for E.T. couldn't go left. So E.T. would just have like right.
Yeah, up, down, right.
We'll put the Konami code across and we'll cross out. With the there's all kind of licensing issues with that stuff too. We'll have to
Rambo should be hiding from Amanda. That should be the battle. Rambo versus Amanda.
Yes, he should be hiding from Amanda because Amanda is the ultimate badass. 1,000%.
I was thinking Elijah wants the moose throwing bears with flying monkeys. The name of the game was Super Fights.
Super Fight, yep. It's actually. You can, so technically you're supposed to be able to get it on Amazon and in game stores, but it is like sold out all the time. We just happened to be in the store when they got some in. And so I didn't even know what it was. I bought it for my son for Christmas. And then we've gone back to buy another one so he can take this one to college. And they're like, we're always sold out. You go on Amazon, they're sold out. Like you can't find them anywhere, but it is called Super Fight.
Interesting.
That would be an epic game to play with like middle school kids. You know, as long as you screen it, it could be fun. That could be really fun.
I was talking to Michael Matera about it, and he said that he has played a game. The way he talked about it, it was more like curricular based somehow, but he took the idea of Super Fight and implemented it in his classroom. So
it's a lot like the brackets. Yeah.
Well, it goes into a lot like when we talk about the brackets. It gives it's a fun like version of getting them into like how do you form an argument? How do you like where can you pull from when not all the facts are there, right? Like how do you pull in other knowledge of certain things?
Yeah.
So you form these arguments. And how do you do it without like, getting personal
about battles, right? Like you're in an argument, but you can't use nouns in your speech, and I'm in a battle and I can't use verbs. Go. Like how do you win? Who would win that battle?
Assumes that I understand what nouns and verbs are.
Well, we're not having that battle, but
okay, good.
For example, yes. Or you go through life and you can't do any addition, but the person you're going against can't do multiplication. Who's going to be more successful? Go.
Yeah.
We can go on and on with this.
Or you could do like a literary type game where you are a character from I don't know.
You could do two characters from the book that you're reading or the novel you're going through, but then you have additional powers, right? Because then you have to pull in because then you're forcing them to think about those characters in a very different, much deeper way. It's kind of like we've seen like when people do like where you tweet as a character for 3 weeks as part of your report because you have to think differently about that character in order to make that kind of bring those arguments out. Like we clearly knew a lot about George W. Bush and Donald Trump, so we could have that argument. Had it not been those two guys.
I thought it was hilarious when I picked the next two and it was each of those and I'm like, ooh, do I go with this? Do I go with this? Yep, going with it.
I want to note two things. One, I really love the fact that it took us 53 minutes to get to any kind of like educational piece. But also, I kind of want to see proof that was the two cards because I'm kind of thinking.
Oh, I already. Wait, hang on. I might have them here.
She already put them away, Dave.
Yep, I did.
Next week, Dave.
It was really Biden and Obama, and she's like, "Oh no, it's Trump and Bush."
next week, Dave. What we're gonna do is Mandy's gonna come on, and she's gonna have to decide who's winning between the two of us. But we're gonna each have we'll go through rounds of like the different superpowers we have, and have her battle it out because that's essentially like Trump versus George W. So same basic thing. I'll let you think about who's who.
What superpower do you have?
You'd have to pick them.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Why don't you tell us, Mandy? What superpowers do we have?
I mean, I'm flinging cows out of a catapult and shooting bees out of my mouth. I don't.
In real life,
I don't know if my ego can handle this one. So no.
It's one thing when it's fake and when it's a game. Yeah.
Like in real life, so we're done now, right?
It's so hard, Dave, because I mean, you live in Michigan, and you're a Michiganer, and that's a strike against you, right?
That's actually my superpower is actually that Dave lives in Michigan. That's actually my superpower.
Yep, that is true.
It's just my secret lair because I know nobody will come here, so
it's like
that's true.
Solitude.
Yep,
that is true. Yeah, Jeff has the ability to bring people together.
Oh, now we're just getting sappy. That's pretty
go
good.
With that. Yeah,
that's good.
And Dave, I'd say that you have the ability to be what's what I'm looking for?
I don't know.
There's a lot of words you could put here. Careful.
Yeah. What are we vulnerable? You have the ability to be vulnerable, and you model that for other people who then do it in return. So that's what I would.
My superpower is that I can be weak. And his superpower is that he can rally an army. Got it. Okay.
I'm glad you read into that as far as you did, because that's exactly where it was going.
I like how this ended up.
There's power in vulnerability, Dave.
This has been healthy.
Dave. Yeah.
Anyway, this was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed playing along with us. I don't even care at this point because it was so entertaining on this end.
Whatever.
Manny, this was fun. Thanks for bringing that. This was entertaining. So everyone's gonna go out and buy or try and find that game. So it's definitely out of stock now. Yeah. So we will be back next week. As always, whether we allow Mandy to come back or not, we'll see. But Dave and I should probably be here. And tomorrow we got Master Chat, so 8 p.m. Eastern time over on Twitter. And that is, I don't know who's leading that because I'm not.
I know the topic is mentor teachers. I think that's the topic. I don't know.
Is that the topic?
I think.
Remember who's leading us?
I could look it up, but by then
I'm looking up right now. Oh, Jana Lynn Zipfel. And the title is Teacher Mentoring.
Teacher mentoring. I was close, yeah.
Teacher Mentoring. So that'll be fun. So 8:00 there, and then she will be live tomorrow night. Is it Ray or Chad? I think it's Chad going live tomorrow night afterwards for the recap. Yep, Jana and Chad will be live. So that's tomorrow night, 8:00. Dave and I will be back next week. Dave, you're not live. Are you live this weekend? Is that you and Ray this weekend or no? Is that the following?
I don't. I think it's the following weekend, but there's no guarantees I'll be back next weekend. Just so we're clear.
No, you are live.
I think. Is it? Okay, I guess I am.
Yeah,
sure.
For the bi-weekly check-in and
Okay. I have a feeling that Mandy might be like up in the square where I am next Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I think I feel like I just got bumped.
It's all good.
Okay.
That's good.
Mandy's like,
whatever.
whatever.
Recently, the best friend breaks has been one where we're not here anyway. So, like, next week will be like Mandy and someone else because we won't even be like, we'll be told it's canceled or something. All right.
Thank you guys
Appreciate
for having me on.
everyone.
I appreciate you. I love you too.
Appreciate you
both of
being on,
Amazing.
Mandy. This was a blast. We always love getting to hang out with you anyway, but even more fun when you bring a game like this. So appreciate everyone watching. We'll see you if you need anything. As always, please reach out, and we'll see you tomorrow night at chat, and we'll see you next week back here.